Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Pillars of Eternity. Zondus is ready to go, so let us begin. The Gilded Vale. Like I said, the game looks amazing. Just looks so beautiful. The Tavern Master finishes addressing the group, his bushy red moustache and sagging jowls quivering as if for emphasis.
Everybody stays close to the wagons, got it? Stay out of the woods, and beasts take you if you were planning a stroll through those ruins up there.
He nods towards a looming black mass on the hillside.
Whole area's crawling with hut-dwelling types who'd be happy to stick an axe in you for trespassing. So mind that you don't track mud on their sacred blazing rocks. Tonight, everybody stays put, and in the morning we'll get the path cleared. Gilded Vale's less than a day out. Understood?
At last, the caravan master turns to you, frowning as he looks you over.
Touch of the rumbling rot, could be. There's a stinging beetle round here, carries it. You'll be fine once it passes your innards. Unless you don't drink water, course. Which case you'll be dead in a day. There's a berry grows in these parts, small and pink, called a springberry. About the size of a fingernail. Give you cramps if you eat it, but the frontiersmen make a tea from it. Calms the insides. Should get you through the night. You might check around, see if you can find some. Meanwhile, I'll see if we can scare you up some water.
Voice acting in this game, brilliant.
I know you want to hunt before it gets much darker, but see about refilling our water first. Got a sick one here.
He nods in your direction. Sparfell nods and slides the worn bow over his shoulder. Again, that's one thing I don't like. One thing I always found tricky with these games is, especially for Let's Playing, when you want to read the text and there's voice acting in it and it cuts like straight to the voice speaking part. So it's a bit tricky, but when I can, I will obviously read out text and speech as well if there's no voice acting. Where would I find these berries? I'm guessing how my character will sound.
They grow on a bush that's common round here, kind of funny looking. You'll know it when you see it. Doubt you'd have to go far off the road to find one.
What are those ruins?
Nothing you won't see on half the hills of Air Glonfoth. Money to be made selling their knickknacks in Defiance Bay, if you don't mind getting stuck with Glonfoth and arrows now and again. They didn't build them, but I'll be the effigy if they don't watch them like a mother bear. Of course, all the ones around here have been ransacked 10 times over. Got nothing left worth half a pawn, so I hear.
Let's actually... There's so much lore in this game. There's a lot of journal entries as well that sort of tell tales about the gods and certain wars and stuff like that that's happened in this world. They took a good length of time writing all this up. It's really nice. So let's go see about the berries then.
Hold on. Take someone with you. I know you're not some helpless tenderfoot, not like most of this lot. But you drop dead, I don't want to be looking for the body. Got a schedule to keep.
He scans over the travellers, resting his eyes at length on a sturdy, armour-clad woman who has spent the journey's night sleeping on uneven ground without blanket or pillow.
Kalisha. Kalisha!
The woman looks up on her own time.
He needs to find some springberries. Watch that he doesn't drop dead.
People screaming again. A nice thing here is if you are playing a female character, the NPC does actually acknowledge that, and it changes the wording to she needs to.
No promises.
Yay, Kalisa.
What kind of guide says something like that?
Kind you can afford.
Don't listen to her, you're in good hands. And I pay too well, if anything. Off with you. Hayden should have supplies. See that you're equipped before you head out. We're in harsh country. Get your berries and hurry back. And if you get so much as a tickle of wind, you drop everything and you run. Something in the air tonight. If it's a Beawick, we'll shelter in the ruins. Hut dwellers be damned.
Yeah, so again, a lot of stuff. We can actually look into this if we go to our character log. And as you can see, it's got bestiary, afflictions, it's got all the different stuff there. And you can actually take sort of wrenched shoulders, wrenched knee, sort of what I have. Statistics, there's a lot of statistics there, mechanics, deities, like Berath, who is the god of death. You've got equipment, I'll actually get to this in a minute, locations, and a lot of lore. So Bivouac, for example, is a windstorm local to the wilds of Glanfarth. Those caught within the storm have their souls sheared from their bodies. So, you know, lots of lore. And she's already taken...
You heard the man. Let's get going before you keel over.
Certainly.
Now, like I said, actually what we're going to do is knock that down a little bit more and knock this down a little bit. Now, as you can see here, you have a green bar and a number. The number is your endurance, the green bar is your health. So the portrait will actually fill with red as you take endurance damage. Once it's fully red, you fall over unconscious and you take a bit of health damage. So, for example, I have 170 health, so I've got a few hits to take. Whereas Khaleesi has a lot more health. So she's sort of like the strongest of our little group. The UI itself is actually quite nice. Very basic, very streamlined, very nice and cool. You have attack, stop, select all, your formation, camping, scouting, which you can do by
Stay quiet.
the Alt key. You have your pause, which is sort of like your day, hour, month, that sort of thing. You also have half speed and double speed. The nice thing is about this game is you can actually slow down your combat. So if you go into combat, you press S, the game goes a little bit slower. Press S again to
Anyone
actually...
need supplies? I've got sundries for sale.
In a moment, my friend. So this is normal speed. D, double speed. It's very good for moving around areas that you've already cleared out. Nice and quick. Inventory. So you can have a look at Zondus here. You have quick items, weapon sets, camping supplies, which you buy from a variety of shops. Your currency. Stats here. So you can see I've got damage reduction 4. 5 from Crush, 5 from Pierce, 3 from Burn, and 3 from Corrosive. And you can see our defences here. And our basic damage there. You don't really get so much of a backpack in this game, you get a stash. This is your stash. It is infinite, I believe, in terms of how much stuff you can actually put in there. When these boxes are filled, any items that you get will go into your stash. And you can actually sort of move stuff around from people who, like, say this was better for my character, I could steal this and, you know, she wouldn't complain at me. Crafting! There's a lot of crafting in this game. You have a lot of potions. I think you could actually get more potions, I'm not quite sure. You also have scrolls that you can make, and people with lore you can actually use them. Character statistics screen, so you can see what her might, her con, that sort of thing, what skills she has, abilities, talents, experience, background. You get your stats here from the records and personal. Journal, like I said. Map with both world map and local map. The map itself is quite nice. You know, it's all sort of hand-drawn sort of deal. Never spotted that before, but yeah, that's for the future. Stronghold. This is a mechanic in the game that's actually quite nice. It's actually part of the story, so once we get to that part of the story, we get the stronghold. And trust me when I say it's a good part of the story. And obviously options. So let's talk to Hilden. You see a man wearing simple but mostly neat clothing. He's transfixed, however, by a ragged tear in the seam of his tunic.
Brought a whole wagon full of goods to sell, but not enough shirts for the road.
He scratches one cheek with his knuckles. It's covered in uneven stubble, as if he hasn't quite gotten used to shaving on the road. I don't blame him one bit.
Say, is there anything you need? I've got some basic traveling supplies for sale if you'd like to take a look.
Let's have a look. So, mechanics in this game, very simple. In terms of buying, I sort of want to have something different for this character. He's a druid. I kind of want to have sort of hunting bow is 12 to 17. Warbow is a lot better. So we'll buy it. Oh yeah, it has to go down onto the bar here. You can do an equal trade. Basically, if there's something nice, you can sort of trade enough items to cover the cost, generally. And obviously, if you're a little bit short on the item value of the stuff you're selling, you pay with your currency. You sort of pay off the difference, basically, which is a good system. So I'll buy that, and we shall equip this. And I'm going to swap straight over to it. His skills are here. As you can see, lots of spells, which is quite nice. And there's my shapeshift.
Indeed.
Up. Come here, you.
Certainly.
So let's go over here. I do like how the torch is actually both a weapon and a tool, which is very nice. This guy, Sparfell.
I'll have your water soon enough. Stream's not going anywhere.
You lazy bum. Let's go up here. Look at the graphics, look at it. I mean, this is just beautiful. It's an absolute beautiful game.
Let's check by those outcroppings.
Let's check by this. It's a wolf. I kind of want to try out this ability, actually.
Yes.
It's real-time combat, so it's generally best to have half speed set for it, because that way it allows you to actually move around a little bit better and sort of plan things out. So we're actually going to turn into our stag. This girl actually has knockdown, and you also notice she has a talk button. This comes in handy later on. Trust me. So she's just going to run up and smack the thing. Wow, look at that. Oh, wow, I need to look at that. You come here. Oh, wow. Okay, that is cool. No, I've never seen this before in my life. Since I've been playing this game, I've never seen this. This is really cool. And what's this? Druid Stag Cottage. While in stag form, a druid can attack a large area with reckless abandon. Every single successful melee attack... With every successful melee attack, the stag form makes a reduced damage attacks at all other enemies within 1 meter of the target. Wow! Okay, I might actually enjoy this character. Okay, and we revert to normal. So we'll pick this up. There we go.
Oh?
Ooh, berries.
This is it.
Ah, that's what we needed. I'm not doing a voice for a woman. It's like, I hear you're a pretty good hunter. Don't tell Sparfell or he'll run his mouth clear to the Gilded Vale. I don't know why I keep saying the Gilded Vale. I think it sounds like a tavern, to be honest. So, his mouth clear to Gilded Vale, trying to convince you how much better he is. I've spent a lot of time living on my own in the wilderness. Great fire destroyed everything. Your conversation options do actually affect the game. And it's a quite nice little mechanic. It sort of works. It's not a massive change. It's just very subtle. Yeah, hopefully so. It's been a long time since I've been this way, but I always did like it. Lord Redwick's offer. Basically, Lord of the Gilded Vale, Lord Redwick, has sort of put an open offer for people to come to his land, and he will give them a piece of land to allow them to settle there, to become a part of Gilded Vale. I don't know. My character seems like Zondus seems like he's going to be travelling. I'll probably wander for a while. Yeah, cool. We can learn a bit more about stuff. Let's head back to camp, though.
Oh?
I generally have this rule of like I will sit for hours on end reading the lore and stuff like that because I love the lore. But obviously, as we're recording, it's sort of I don't want to be just sat there looking at the screen and not really interacting with you guys. You'll also notice items such as what we just picked up, the burned lady, automatically go into the stash. Quick save. I generally quick save anyway, but again, it's something I using a little bit of foreknowledge. It's one thing I don't like people doing in roleplay, but that's pen and paper roleplay, by the way. It's always like, oh, you shouldn't use foreknowledge in my roleplays. But when it comes to this, I sort of want to give you a good sort of let's play, so I sort of know what to expect at certain points. Let's go down here. Did you know a Sparfell had gone missing up here? I hadn't actually mentioned that. There's a thing. Here is another thing. A wall. The wall of interest. I always like having a look around just to make sure I don't miss anything. Like this. Travelers maybe, or looters, or bandits. Bad sign any way you figure it. Yeah, she said it twice. This corpse is coated to the touches, and a ripe smell wafts. I really should read that. Wafts from it in putrid waves. A dark, crusted bloodstain besmirches its simple linen coffin. But coffin? Clothing! Let's take that. Again, I'm not wearing my glasses, so I do apologise. Interesting thing, lockpicks don't break in this game. No. You have a mechanics skill. And to unlock things, you need a mechanics level of, say, 2 and a single lockpick. As you sort of level up and come across a lot stronger locks, you need a higher skill and more lockpicks. I think in my long play I've got like about 15, 20 lockpicks, so that's kind of crazy. Oh!
What a surprise. Sparfell went hunting. At least he left the water skins. Come on.
Yeah, I don't trust this, especially when you see that. And this is another cool thing about the game. Sort of very reminiscent of actual tabletop roleplay, where the GM will sort of deviate from the plot a little bit, and sort of give you this option to do what you want. You know, you can decide to do this instead of that, and it develops the game in a different way. So, you crouch at the riverbank and dip your water skin into the cool water whilst Calicia waits nearby. I'm going to get her name wrong all the way through this. She waits nearby, keeping watch. As you rise, you notice her look up sharply towards the tree line. Shum. Out of the trees emerges Sparfell, one of the guides, who we know. We've barely spoken to him though. He no longer carries his bow, and there is a strangeness to his gait, a spastic wobble in his ordinary deft stride, tongue-tied all of a sudden, as he moves towards you with laboured breath.
Sparfell, are you all right?
Sparfell's toe catches a rock, and he collapses forward in a heap, the feathered shaft of an arrow planted between his shoulders, like an enemy flag. Dun dun dun! He was murdered by these guys!
Ambush!
You missed...
Yes?
Let's actually have a look at his spells briefly. Charm Beast, have no enemy animals. Dancing Bolts, let's try that out. You go smack him in the face, please. Ow. Ooh, that was quite cool. Stag Power! As you can see, sort of nice little combat system. Really. You're actually gonna, like, kill this guy. Near death. Oh, sweet.
Shit.
Oh, that only lasts a small length of time. How long does it last? That's weird.
I shall.
Come on, we have to get back to camp.
Now, the game actually has a bit of area looting, so it does sort of help. We're not going to go back to camp just yet. As you've noticed also, she's taken a little bit damage. Just have a quick look around, press tab, notice there's a bottle there. I sort of want to grab that beer. Dun dun! Again, music sort of fits this game, really does. There is something here that I can pick up. So really I can use his charm spell to really fuck over any wolves that come over. And apologies for the use of language, the swearing there. I'm actually trying to stop. Because I kind of don't want that to be like the thing of my channel, is me constantly swearing. So I will probably end up using sort of different words or something if I get stressed and start cussing basically. We have this guy over here. Oh. Conjures a pair of conjures a pair of giant razor sharp talons. Ooh. Ooh, that was quite cool. Ow. His defense is actually quite good against her. I'm barely getting any endurance damage. Oh god, she'd be knocked down. Get up! Fuck it, stag mode. Now you recharge your spells by camping, as you normally do in like D&D and stuff like that. So, yay, we kill him. Huzzah! And you notice the endurance will regenerate very quickly.
I shall.
Lots of stuff. We'll pick up all the stuff. Is that armor any better for me? No. About you? Hell no. It'll actually be interesting this time around because I can actually use a helmet.
Indeed.
Even though it gives you nothing in terms of statistical improvements. It's more of a cosmetic thing. Ooh, dear. Oh. Oh my. All around you lie the massacred remains of the other travellers, peppered with arrows and knife hilts, splayed and bug-eyed and filthy on the blood-damp earth. Calicia puts the back of her left hand to her mouth, as if to ward away the horror like a poisonous vapour. A handful of dark figures stand above the fallen, treading on limbs and backs and heads, jerking their axes from bodies as if from half-split logs as they prepare to adieu to the sprawling pile beneath them. One of them, towering and severe, with a thick beard tasseled with knots, holds a wet blade at the neck of the man you recognize as Halden, the last of your caravan left standing. "Lay down your arms, trespasser! Do not forfeit this man's life for a fight you will lose." I sort of want to give Zondus now a sort of a much better voice instead of the "Hey, let's do this." Yes. Yes. The wound has not been sullied by our hands, men of the God, I actually been able to say this like constantly before I actually did this video. The Earl Glanforth, yes. Your words carry no weight when I have seen the truth with my own eyes. Blood must be paid for this intrusion. Apologies if his voice changes. So I say again, lay down your arms. Like that. Don't trust them. They mean to kill us all, says Halden. Judging by the string of animal teeth around your neck, I'm guessing you are worshippers of Galawain. If Galawain told you to stop protecting the ruins, would you? Okay, I like this voice for him. The man frowns and motions as if to swing his axe. Halden winces, but the blow never comes. Instead, the man cocks his head, intrigued. Of course, but he would not. It is by the command of all the gods that we accept this charge. How do you know? Because it's consistent with their beliefs, or because it is what you were told? The man glares. It has always been known to my people. I see. And what of Galawain's edict that weakness and age must be purged by youth and strength? Do you think Galawain would want some mouldy, crumbling stones to survive long after their builders have turned to dust? I love doing this voice. I'm sorry. The man's nostril flare as he fumes. He would not. He told us otherwise. I'm sure he did. Just not you personally, I think. But why should that stop you from killing innocents? Distracted, the man's grip falters on his axe handle, and he nearly fumbles it, affording Halden the moment he needs to dodge out of his swing, which comes too late. Howling with rage, the man charges you instead. Also, let me know what you think of my voice acting. I'm never going to get a job out of it, but you know, I found it quite fun to do that actually. You survive, please. There is actually, again, there are potions and stuff which you can take. I love just smacking people as a stag. It's kind of amusing. Now what do you do? Blinding strike on you.
Yes.
I've run out of spells. Good here. Your enemy lies supine on the ground, unable to rise. His companions now silent among the other dead. His breath comes in wheezing, fitful gasps. He looks not at you, but to the sky above. Forgive us! Barely audio beneath his choked sighs, a whisper of air stirs in the air. At this, the man's eyes roll back as he closes them. Good. The gods are just. A queer smile crosses his face. I am ready. The wind begins to swell, whipping around the camp, electric and volatile, upending pots and rattling tents like an angry spirit. You can feel it begin to seep beneath your skin, like a jetty beginning to succumb to the surge of a great wave. And where it pierces you, it feels as though it's rending you apart from within. Seated amongst a wagon wheel amidst the howling maelstrom slashed across his chest and bowel, Odema's body stirs, and with great effort he raises his sagging head, his eyes barely open. He looks directly at you.
Get inside! Run!
We run away. We run to hide as shiny things happen. Straining against a gale that threatens to pull you off your feet with every step, you set your hands in the worn folds of weathered rock, set about pulling yourself up to the precipice. With a last burst of energy before your arms give out, you swing up onto the ledge. Herodin trails behind, slowed by injury and delayed by her early hesitation. As he nears the face of the rocks, one of the fallen attackers who had been feigning death lunges for Herodin and topples him onto the rocky ground. Restrained, Herodin lashes out against his fatigued assailant, but struggles to break his hold. They are close to you. From your position, you have a good chance of hitting your mark. Now, this little bit actually changes ever so slightly, depending on your class. And your weapon, actually. If you have a ranged weapon equipped... if you don't have a ranged weapon equipped, like say you have an axe or something, it actually says to you, you can throw your weapon at the assailant to try and hit. We shall fire at the attacker. Your aim is true, and the hit jars Herodin loose. Lurching to his feet, Herodin clambers up the base of the rocks. As he nears the top, however, the wind flares, pulling him sideways, tearing one of his hands free. But, diving out onto the hard rock, you manage to catch hold of it. Securing his other hand, you pull with a waning strength, and it feels as though your arms will be jerked from their sockets. They hold just long enough for Herodin to set his feet and join you on the trembling ledge. There is a deep resonance of the swelling wind now. You can feel it in the rocks beneath your feet and inside the cavity of your own chest, as though it would shake the marrow from your bones. Each new gust menaces the old stones before you, loosening connections, unsettling balances. As you dart beneath the old archway, the entire portal begins to fall beneath its own weight. Man, this is fun. This is really fun. And I think we'll leave it. I'll let Khaleesi speak first, actually.
A Bewick. Had to be.
Then we're lucky to be alive.
Yes, we are.
And we're the only ones.
We can't stay here. There could be another collapse. We're not getting out that way anyway. Let's get further inside.
Okay. So, we've survived a Bewick. Bivouac, however you want to pronounce it. Different sort of ways to pronounce that word, actually. And when we come back, we shall continue through the cave and see what awaits us on the other side. Till then, my name has been Shadowbane. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys very soon. Ta-ta for now.